Well, hello out there, travelers, writers, fellow voyagers. Welcome to Destination Unknown. I have Gareth here. Hi, Gareth. How's it going?
Not too bad. I'm here in my hiking kit, ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. It is time to get going to Destinations Unknown. Yes, this is one of my favorite writing challenges. It's always a lot of fun. The purpose of this challenge is to really get you nimble, thinking out of the box, thinking creatively, and maybe torture you a little bit. We'll see. Hopefully not too much. Although a little bit of artistic exercising can be beneficial, much like hiking and getting out into the outdoors. So, I am not going to waste any time in diving right into the challenge and what it is. But first, please subscribe, hit the bell, like, do all the things because you're going to need to get updates throughout this challenge in order to keep up with it. Not to mention, we do a lot of other great things. So, check out some of our other videos. But the challenge itself is going to be something that you can sign up for free. I'm going to go ahead and hit that link right here. Bing. I don't know if I can pop it into the chat as well. Yep, I can. Pop it in the chat as well. If you have not signed up, please sign up because you will get special updates for being in the challenge. Even if you are typically on the auto crit list, please sign up because you will still get specific updates related to the challenge. I just said that. But particularly, you'll get all the little updates about tips and tricks, and as well as all of the information you need in order to participate. Now, not only is it a lot of fun to participate because it's free and we have great prizes for the grand winner, but we have prizes just in general, just for showing up, just for being part of our merry little band. We have things like a story doctor session and even a lifetime membership to AutoCrit, which is cool stuff. So again, another reason to sign up. You won't be eligible for our grab bag of prizes at the end unless you have signed up. Did I say sign up enough? Hopefully you got the idea. All right, so let's get into the challenge itself. Now, Gareth has been doing this longer than I. I think you actually are the inventor of this challenge. So, do you want to go a little bit more into the challenge itself, Gareth, and how things tend to get started around here?
Yeah, it's fairly simple, but still a little brain burning. Yes, I created this thing, this little monster. So what
Dun,
we
dun,
do
dun.
in the format of this one is we're looking just to write a short story, basically. Now there really is no limit. I know Daniel, you want to put it around 1,000 words to sort of be manageable. But in terms of
For the
taking part in it,
submissions, if you
for the
wanna if you
submission.
wanna go further with it, you can totally can. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to take it further, please do, because we always hope that many of the challenges and things that we run, and this one especially, is the creation of something new, like a new short story that you can take away and sell. We know from running previous, between challenges like Destination Unknown and our annual short story writing contest, we have actually had people who took the challenge to then go and sell the story. So get serious about it, take it on, and hopefully you'll have something you're proud of at the end. But what we will do is today, step number one, we're going to reveal to you the first line of your story. This is a line that you must use verbatim.
Must.
You are not
Verbatim.
allowed to change it. You're not allowed to edit it in any way. The
Nope.
one stipulation that you can play with is you can choose whether or not it's dialogue. So it must be your first line,
Mm.
but it can either just be the opening line of your prose or it can be dialogue. So if that's up to
Clever.
you to play with. Next week, after we let you kind of run with that, so you start with this line, go in any direction you want. This whole challenge is genre agnostic. Like, we don't care what genre you're writing, whether it's
Yeah.
highly literary or super pulp horror, whatever you're doing, have fun with it. But we're going to let you start writing and run with it for a week. And then we're going to drop in next week with a twist. And the twist, we have sometimes made them fairly brutal, other times a little easier to manage. But that's going to be the next step. And you won't know what it is until next week. So
Nope.
basically, just fly free for the first week in terms of the writing. And then we're going to come in and shake things up a bit.
Yep.
The week after that, we will be back to tell you the final line with which your story, again, must end. And this final line, it could be something fairly benign, it may be fairly wacky. Going from our previous escapades, it's probably going to be slightly wacky. And you will then have to fold that into your existing story in a way that works. And that's part of the brain burning nature of it, too, because sometimes that last line is just so seemingly disconnected from the piece you've been writing that it becomes a challenge. And that's the challenge. It's like, make it work, make it work. And I just saw there, yeah, my story got sold.
Yeah, so exciting, Wendy. Woohoo. Yeah, no, that is the whole challenge, right? And so we do recommend, obviously, you could just sit back, listen to the first line, listen to the twist, then listen to the last line, and then decide to write it all at one swoop. But come on, that wouldn't be any fun. The whole point of this is that we hopefully will make you have to change tactics, change entire the entire premise perhaps of what you're writing. I don't know. It really depends on where we go with the twist and the final line, right? But the idea is to get you into thinking more creatively and also to not get too attached to ideas early on. And this is something that's very helpful just as an exercise as an author. Even if you love your initial premise and then you end up going back and changing that, it's still a worthy exercise to go ahead and adjust things just for the purpose of saying that you have done it. No more lines about That's hilarious. Yeah, if you wanna have an idea of, what we've done in the past, you can go back in time and look at some Destination Unknowns, and you will realize that it does get very Destination Unknown-ish. It does live up to its name. It really is hard to tell where we're going. That's the whole idea.
What was
Okay.
one of the previous ones? The final line was, "I'd rather be a bird than a fish." Was that
Yes,
something very similar
that
to
is
that?
very much a Gareth sort of line to throw in there. So, submissions will be due at the towards the end of the month. On the 19th, we are going to give you the final line. And at that point, submissions will be due. We don't obviously expect that you'll probably be able to just slap that final line in on the day and be like, all right, I'm done. But you'll have a few days to make those final edits. However, one of the reasons why we want to throw in the submission quick is the idea is that by the time we get to the final line, yes, you should in fact have a story. The whole point is to rework what you have. You should hopefully not need to start completely whole cloth every time. And yeah, that's the idea. So please write as we present you with ideas. So after this opening line today, if you can, between now and next week, if you can have the 1,000 words done, you will be getting the most mileage out of this exercise for sure. So I just want to recommend that. And of course, we writers, we tend to procrastinate. Always best if you do not put off it until the end of, the end of the session. Now, keep in mind, if you decide you don't want to submit at all, that's fine. You can still be eligible for prizes just for signing up and participating. And you can share all your learnings and all of that and have fun and join the community and all of that. You don't have to submit if you don't want to. Maybe you decide. All of the submissions are not going to be owned by us, although we are going to be reading them live on YouTube. So take that what you will in terms of wanting to utilize it in another form in another place or something like that. So, yes, as I said earlier, one of the key factors of this challenge is to not get too attached to your ideas along the way because your ideas may just float away. Do you have any other thoughts about this, Gareth, in terms of getting married to your work early on and killing
No,
your darlings and all
I
that?
think that's the strongest piece of advice for this one. Do not get attached to what you're writing. In this first sense, well, do get attached in the sense of treat it seriously. Like I said, I think this. If you have a fun idea that spawns out of this, have fun with it. Treat it like you're writing something that you are going to try to sell on the market. But don't get attached to this draft being what you expect it to be because things are going to change. And
It
that
will.
can be tough. That can be tough, especially when we get to the last line. I've said, like going back to that previous one, that was something like, I'd rather be a bird than a fish. Of course, how do you fit something like that into maybe you've written something very, like a sort of heartwarming literary piece and you kind of wow, what on earth do I do with this? That's the challenge, From that point, work with it. Think. Don't just kind of shut down and go, I can't do this because it doesn't fit. It'll fit. You just have to find the right angle.
Yes. I like this analogy. Think of it as a one night stand instead of a long term commitment. However, you want to frame it, whatever you need to do, just realize you're going to have to roll with the punches. Okay. And also, I recommend a spirit of adventure. This is a great opportunity to try something new. Do you typically write mystery? Maybe write a romance. Do you typically write romance? Maybe try to write horror. It's only going to be 1,000 words. You're not going to have to keep this up for an entire novel. It's a way to get your feet wet. And you will have the added bonus of having all of these random curveballs we're going to throw your way anyway. So, really embracing this as a spirit of adventure, as a true writing exercise, a chance to express yourself in new creative ways. That's really going to be the best, because if you do that, no matter what happens, if you don't win in the grab bag, if you don't end up as one of the finalists that we read on YouTube, you still win, right? You can always win because you will become better as an artist. All right, Gareth, spirit of adventure.
Agreed. I have nothing more to add on that one.
All right, no problem. Okay, so before we get to the first line, because we all want to know what that first line is, I do want to share some other things that are going on in the world of AutoCrit, because maybe you're not familiar with us here at AutoCrit. You've never seen us before. You're like, writing challenge, that sounds fun. Just so you know, AutoCrit is a online home for writers. We have a community. We have our fully functional writing desk, which I'll talk about in a bit, and our clubs like the Fantasy Club. Tonight we're going to be talking about endings, how to end your fantasy story without just a random Deus Machina. But besides that, there are other things to be concerned about. So we'll talk about that. 7 p.m. Eastern. Horror. What are we talking about on the horror side tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, Gareth?
Horror this time is about settings with a
Ooh.
particular focus on forbidden places. We don't go there, and now your characters are going to go there.
I love this. We don't dress up like that. Are you sure, Jim? I don't know. I think that was actually a picture of you. Anyway, the Accountability Club we have every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern is a great way to kick off your week with some writing exercises and a little writing sprint. And then we have our Mystery Club. I love this picture. Yes, all of our mystery PIs that all dress exactly the same. But yes, Mondays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern mystery. This week in the Mystery Club, we're actually doing a live review of your mystery stories. So if you're an AutoCrit Pro member, you can come into the Mystery Club and you can get the first few hundred words read by me and analyzed. It's pretty awesome. Often we like to get that personal feedback. It's an opportunity this Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it. Okay, so let's get back to the opening line, shall we? That's what you're here for. So this opening line of your work, again, as Garrett said, you must include this verbatim. All right, Gareth, would you like to do the honor of reading our opening line here?
Drum
I don't
roll.
know if you. Yes, here it is.
A name is usually the first thing we learn about a person.
There you go.
There we go. Simple.
Seems
And
like a rather simple, pithy statement.
yes,
And you
it's
might
rather
try to
benign.
surmise from this where we might be going. But remember, it's destination unknown. So I don't generally recommend trying to guess what we're going to do, because we love to play 4D chess around here. So best of luck, best of luck to you. But yes, so now you're given your prompt. Okay, must include this line, must include it verbatim as it is. But I'd like to sweeten the deal a little bit for those of you, again, who might be new to AutoCrit, new to the realm around here. We have some great tools found within AutoCrit, particularly inside the writing desk. I'm going to show you here. So if you navigate to the AutoCrit homepage and you head into the writing desk, which, by the way, the writing desk is where you will want to submit where you'll have to submit your final submission for destination unknown. But if you see here in the middle, you have this upload file, blank document, quick copy paste. If you go above it, you can see this lovely story ideas, yellow button, new story builder idea. We're going to plunge into our inspiration studio, which is part of the writing desk. And the fun thing about this is you can get ideas for your story from the inspiration studio. And for those of you who are not AutoCrypt members, you can in fact become an AutoCrypt member for only $1. I put the link in the chat, and you can try out all the features involved in the writing desk. So, for example, when it says a name is usually the first thing we learn about a person, I'm curious what would happen if I actually put that in here as the premise. A name is usually the first thing we learn about a person. I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen. This is awesome. The power of live streaming. So if I went down and went to a protagonist and I told it to generate an idea, if you hit that little, it looks like a recycle bin thing, it'll give it to me. So it says, meet Alex, a young and ambitious journalist who is determined to uncover the truth behind the mysterious disappearance of their childhood friend. All right, actually, that does fit pretty well with that sort of opening. The name is about a person, so they're on a quest about a person. That's not bad, not bad at all. So you have lots of opportunities here to generate ideas or build ideas. So, for example, if I wanted to change this and call this person, Thomas. Then I changed it over here and I said, his name is now Thomas. And now I go down to the beat sheet, which is actually going to give me an idea. I would probably go to a short story for this because it's only 1,000 words. And now I'm going to hit the generate for opening image, and it's going to give me a suggestion, which is in a small, quaint town, shrouded in gloomy fog, Thomas stands alone at the edge of a desolate lake, staring into its dark depths as if searching for answers that may never surface. Not bad, not bad. The more you put into the inspiration studio, the more the generated ideas are going to match what it is you suggested. So you can kind of train it into something that's closer to what you want. And you can also just use the inspiration studio as no more than a template just to organize your ideas. Anyway, all that's available for you now if you want to become an AutoCrypt member for only $1. So there you are. And yes, Alex is a unisex name, so I didn't even pick the gender. That was pretty smart there. Is 1,000 words a minimum or maximum? Maximum to be featured on our YouTube stream. The reason why is because I like to read about 10 stories on a YouTube stream, and 1,000 words lets me get that in within an hour. And then we have a nice uh, survey, and everybody gets to pick the winner. So I will not pick the winner. I will be involved. We will pick the finalists, and then from those finalists, the audience will get to choose the grand winner. But as I said earlier, everybody has an opportunity for prizes, no matter what. That's interesting. Yes, it is interesting, isn't it? All right. So, any other questions about the challenge? Because really, the next thing to do is to get writing, of course. Yeah, so people are asking about the Inspiration Studio. You can either find it as the Inspiration Studio inside the writing desk, inside any blank document, or you can go and click on anywhere it says story ideas, make a new story builder. That's the story builder that I was demonstrating, which is also found inside the Inspiration Studio. What is AutoCrypt Pro? AutoCrypt Pro is what we call our professional membership. All of you, as a result of coming into this challenge, have become AutoCrypt members. However, there are certain aspects of the writing desk and also the clubs that are available for Pro members. And so that's why we're extending the offer. You can become a Pro member for only $1. But everybody can get into the writing desk. And actually, that's something that you would probably want to do from the get-go, because ultimately you're going to be submitting from the writing desk. Now, the nice thing about the writing desk is that no matter who you are, free or paid or whatever, is you have access to all different kinds of features, including our note boards. So you can go over here and upper right, you can hit where it says notes, and you can make yourself a note board, and you can keep track of different things in your story. Now, in a 1,000 word story, there might not be too much you want to track, but this is a great way to brainstorm some ideas. However, if you're writing a full length novel, which you certainly can do, it's a great little feature there. And again, available for everybody. All right. Any other questions here? And you must end verbatim with the sentence given. That is correct. If there ends up being swears in dialogue, that is okay. Yeah, but depending on what it is, I might censor it because I do not want to trip the YouTube censors.
You
But
make YouTube angry during your live reads.
yeah, I don't really like making YouTube angry during the live stream. That's also something to keep in mind. You can obviously write about whatever you want, but certain subject matter might not make the finalists because we're not going to stream that for various reasons. But I do never want to throttle an artist. So don't let that stop you as an artist. Just realize that we have to keep in mind general audiences when it comes to our YouTube stream. Can I repeat the submission deadline? Yes, it will be the end of this month, from the 19th through the 24th. Yep. Another thing I would like to say is that we have a specific workshop coming up this week, which is about writer's block. Overcoming writer's block, and you can find the link right there. We want to again make this whole month. That's the purpose of Destination Unknown. It is about helping you become a more nimble author. So if you're ever somebody who struggles with ideas, struggles with analysis paralysis, this would be a great workshop to check out. And I will throw it into the chat as well. And it'll be Thursday and Sunday. All right. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back next week for that twist. So, yes, get writing, get as far as you can, and maybe even get all the way through 1,000 words if you can. That would be great. It's certainly doable in a week. And then next week, we will have that twist for you. What will that twist be? You'll find out. So please,
Wait
in
and
the
see.
meantime, like and subscribe, hit the bell, share this stream with your friends, get everybody involved. It's going to be a really fun um, challenge. Somebody had thing, a question. I'm not sure what the question was, but I think we're all good. All right. I will see you all next week. Bye, everybody. Bye, Gareth. Thanks for joining me.
Bye bye, all.